solo.
We'll get bunk beds.
Bunk beds?
Best friends forever.
No thanks.
It'll be fun. You won't regret.
You ain't Dolly,
And you ain't Porter.
she's a little bit fuller.
And you're a whole lot shorter.
Class, and that's the end of the film. Anybody have some feedback? Yeah, actually, I got a couple thoughts. Okay, well, let's hear what's on your mind, Thought Iana. What did you just call me? Oh my gosh, Mr. Q just called Trevor a thought. No, I was making a joke about the song. You're not a thought. I'm a thought. Oh god.
What about that place? No. What about that place? No. Fuck! Jake, calm down. No, I'm about to turn around. So many places to eat in this town, and you can't even pick when I'm losing my shit. I've been gripping the wheel and it's hurting my wrist. There's Sonic, Subway, TGI. How about we just get a burger at Five Guys?
Alright, this here next joke is not for the young viewers, so if you're young, probably want to scroll on. So, you're camping at this park by yourself, and you're alone, right? And you wake up in the middle of the night, and you notice your pants are down by your ankles, and there's Vaseline all around your booty hole. Are you going to tell anyone? You're not? You want to go camping?
Every time they throw me in TikTok jail, I think I'm going to tell a joke. So here we go. Little Johnny's sitting in class, and the teacher says that whoever can give the correct answer to these next three questions can go home early. So she asks the class, she says, what American president said 7 years ago? All the little kids raise their hand. She even seen little Johnny. She said, I ain't going to call on little Johnny. So Sarah, what American president? She said, Abraham Lincoln. She said, that's correct, Sarah. You may leave. She said, what American president said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. All the kids raised their hand, including little Johnny. She said, I ain't going to call on little Johnny. How about you, Susan? Susan says, I'd be President Kennedy. She said, that's correct. Just about that time, little Johnny said, I wish these bitches would shut up. She said, who said that? Little Johnny raised his hand and said, Bill Clinton. Can I go home now?
So there's these three buddies, and their car breaks down, and they're spending a night with this farmer. But the farmer's only rule is they do not sleep with his daughter. Well, farmer wakes him up the next morning, and he's like, all right, I know all three of y'all slept with my daughter. I want y'all to go out through all my whole land and pick two of y'all favoriteest fruits. They're like, okay, so they did that. First boy comes back with 2 oranges. Now farmer's like, I want you to take those 2 oranges and shove them up your ass. But if you squeal, you moan, you laugh, anything, I'm shooting you. So he got about halfway with that first orange, and he kind of, and farmer shot him. Boom. That first boy went to heaven. Here comes the second one with 2 cherries. Farmer told him that same thing. He got that first cherry up there, no problem at all. And he got about halfway with that second one, and that boy started laughing his ass off. Farmer shot him. That boy went to heaven. And when he got up to heaven, that first guy was there, and that first guy asked him, hey, why'd you laugh? And the second guy was like, well, saw the third guy come back with 2 watermelons. Good day, friends.
So little Johnny's at the house playing with his little train set, and he's in there in the living room just choo-choo, choo-choo. All the motherfuckers getting on, get on. All the motherfuckers getting off, get off. His mama hears this from the kitchen, and she is like livid, pissed. Johnny, the hell did you just say? Well, all the motherfuckers getting on, get on. All the motherfuckers getting off, get off. She goes, you need to take your ass up to your room and think about what you just said. You stay up there till I come get you. He goes up to his room, and he's sitting there. He's bored as hell. And finally, about 3 hours later, she comes and gets him. And she goes, "Did you learn your lesson, boy?" "Yes, ma'am. I won't say that no more. I'm sorry." She goes, "Okay, go ahead and go back and play." So he goes back downstairs in the living room, and he's got his little train set. And choo choo, choo choo. All the people getting on, get on. All the people getting off, get off. And all the people worried about the 3-hour delay, talk to the fucking twat in the kitchen.
A woman pregnant with triplets walks into a bank, and shortly following her is a robber, and he pulls out a pistol and he shoots it into the air and he says, "Everyone get on the ground." But she's like 8 months pregnant, huge belly, and can't get on the ground very fast. So he gets nervous and he shoots her 3 times in the stomach. Later, once the incident has been resolved, she goes to the doctor, and the doctor checks out her babies and says, "All right, listen, Your babies are going to be fine, but each one of them caught one of these bullets. And in about 13 years, they're going to have to pass them. So 13 years goes by, she's had the children, they're all very healthy, 2 boys and a girl. And her first son comes up to her and says, Mommy, I peed out a bullet. She says, okay, come here, sit down. I have a story to tell you. Her daughter comes up to her and says, Mommy, I got something really important I need to tell you. I peed out a bullet. She says, okay, come here, sit down. I have a story to tell you. Her second son comes up to her and says, Mommy, I've got something really super important I need to tell you right now. She says, let me guess, you peed out a bullet. And he says, no, I was masturbating and I shot the dog.
Hey Liam, can you come walk on my back for me?
Dad, are you okay? Are you okay?
Alright, baby, it's story time.
Alright, baby, hit me.
Alright, so a convict escapes from a maximum security prison after being locked up for 20 years. He's on the run and needed food, so he decides to break into a house where he finds a young couple in bed, and of course they're freaked out. So he orders the woman out of bed, ties her to her chair, and then he ties the husband to the bed. The convict then returns over to the woman, straddles her, whispers in her ear, kisses her cheek, and then goes to the bathroom. The husband then says to the wife, honey, he's the escaped convict from the news. He is in prison for 20 years, he probably hasn't seen a woman since. I saw how he straddled you and he kissed you on your cheek. If he wants sex, just give it to him. Do what he wants. Don't resist. Don't complain no matter what, even if it nauseates you. If he's angry, he's gonna kill us. Stay strong, honey. I love you. The woman lets out a sigh and says back, honey, he just whispered that he's gay, thinks you're cute, and he's super horny. And he also asked where the condoms were, so I told him they're in the bathroom. I'm glad we're on the same page. Be strong. I love you. Alright, baby, it's story time.
Alright, baby, hit me.
Alright, so a convict escapes from a maximum security prison after being locked up for 20 years. He's on the run and needed food, so he decides to break into a house where he finds a young couple in bed, and of course they're freaked out. So he orders the woman out of bed, ties her to her chair, and then he ties the husband to the bed. The convict then returns over to the woman, straddles her, whispers in her ear, kisses her cheek, and then goes to the bathroom. The husband then says to the wife, honey, he's the escaped convict from the news. He is in prison for 20 years, he probably hasn't seen a woman since. I saw how he straddled you and he kissed you on your cheek. If he wants sex, just give it to him. Do what he wants. Don't resist. Don't complain no matter what, even if it nauseates you. If he's angry, he's gonna kill us. Stay strong, honey. I love you. The woman lets out a sigh and says back, honey, he just whispered that he's gay, thinks you're cute, and he's super horny. And he also asked where the condoms were, so I told him they're in the bathroom. I'm glad we're on the same page. Be strong. I love you.
Buddy. That's my car. This is my house. These are my dogs. Hey, get the fuck down. Now, I understand. Don't look like much, right? It's a trailer home. The fact that it's a trailer home, it's actually not that bad looking, huh?
What's this? No. Yes. Bro, are you serious? Uh-huh. You gotta tell me all about it. Bro, it hurt so bad when he put it in. Still counts.
Hey! When I see that little hoe, I'ma step on that hoe. And when she step on that hoe, I'ma drag that little hoe. And when she drag that little hoe, I'ma spaz on that hoe. And when she spaz on that hoe, I'ma jump on that hoe. And when she jump on that hoe, I'ma spit on that hoe.
Wonder what we're making today. America. Diversity, freedom of speech. I mean, they've got to be able to have weapons. And some shooting ranges for the people who own them. Wait, what was that?
So Little Johnny's teacher is teaching a class, and at the end of the class, she says, all right, students, I want you to go home and think of a story with a moral. Then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll share them together. So the students come back the next day, and the teacher calls on little Susie first. Little Susie says, well, I will live on a farm, and last week we had 12 eggs. We put them all in the incubator, and this week only 8 of them hatched. Teacher says, very good, what's the moral? And little Susie says, well, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Teacher says, very good. So she calls on little Johnny next. And little Johnny says, my Uncle Ted served in Vietnam. He was a pilot. And one day he got shot down. But he survived. You see, he ejected, and he grabbed with him a case of beer, a machine gun, and a machete. And as he was falling to the ground, he drank the case of beer. And then he landed in a field with 100 Vietnamese soldiers in it. And he shot 70 of them with his machine gun before it ran out of ammo. Then he killed the next 20 with his machete before it broke. And he killed the last 10 with his hands. And the teacher, horrified, says, "All right, what's the moral?" And little Johnny says, "Don't fuck with Uncle Ted when he's been drinking."
My horse to the old town road, I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I don't own Western clothes. This song is used by hoes. Hand over the toes or I'll go to Trader Joe's.
What are we making today, boys? 8th grade girls. Oh, shit. Attraction to boys and mother grades both thrown. We'll just put in a little bit of that. Thinking and acting like they're 25. Just put in a little bit. Getting dress coded. Alcohol. Shit. Let's fix that with something. Wait a minute. Fuck!
5 days a week. 6 different classes. 7 hours a day. Times 2 semesters. That's school, right? And what is school? Hell.
But I was led astray the day you walked away. You were the clock that was ticking in my heart. Changed my state of mind. But love's so hard to find.
Coming to parent-teacher conferences today.
Heck you for this, Mr. Q, you snitch.
Yeah, sure. What seems to be the problem? Well, your son has been acting out quite a lot in class lately.
Oh, well, good. He's an actor.
Well, it's inappropriate in class.
Well, I disagree.
No.
No, I disagree.
Okay, it's time to celebrate. You know what that means. This B needs a C in her A.
Oh my god.
This babe needs a coconut in her arms.
Oh, I thought you were saying this needs a
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was my reaction. All right, I'll go get us a
Dad, I had the craziest day in gym class today.
Well, that sounds fun. What'd you guys do?
We played basketball.
Awesome.
Yeah, I gotta be the ball, and the whole class just shoved me in a basket.
Wait, what?
And then they just walked away. Like, what the heck?
Oh, gosh. I am so glad you're stupid.
So today I decided to cause some trouble. I went to a restaurant and there was multiple couples sitting at the table, so I proceeded to pull my phone out and I made a loud phone call saying, "Yes, girl, he's up here with another girl, come see." 8 dudes left the restaurant.
Oh God, it's cold out there. What are you doing? I don't want to alarm you, but there's an angry dwarf running around your house. There's a what? Where's Timmy? Who? Timmy? My son? The one you're supposed to be babysitting? No idea. I couldn't find a baby, so I just sat on the cat. We don't have a cat. Really? Well, I sat on something warm and bitey. Timmy! Shh! The dwarf will hear you. What dwarf? The little angry man in a yellow shirt. That's my son. Which one of you took my hammer?
You close the lights and make 3 wishes, something crazy will happen. So I thought we'd give it a shot. Good grades, lots of money, and my parents to look me in the eyes. Okay, so there's actually a cucumber in my ass.
What? What?
Why don't vegetarians moan during sex?
Fucking know.
Because they don't want to admit that a piece of meat makes them happy.
Babe, oh my god.
Okay, babe. Story time. You ready?
Hit me.
All right. So Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and a little girl were on a plane. Well, the plane was having problems, and there were 3 parachutes on the plane. Oprah said, "Well, I'm the richest woman in the world, so I'm getting one." She took the parachute and jumped out of the plane. Trump said, "Well, I'm the president, so I get one." And he jumped off the plane. Obama looked at the little girl and said, "My dear, you are the future, so you take the last parachute and save yourself." The little girl looked at Obama and said, "No, we both get one, because Trump took my book bag."
Good. Nice.
End story.
and you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light, till Louisiana Saturday night.
Alright, back during Vietnam, there's these 4 Marines. They're getting through the jungle and they're trying to find the rest of their unit. And they come across this river, and they find the river on the map, and there's supposed to be an observation point across the river, and there is. Of course, they don't know it's an enemy observation point. So they pop up out of the bushes and scare the shit out of this little Vietnamese guy. And they're trying to communicate with him because they don't speak Vietnamese, and they're trying to find out what he does. And they said, "Okay, are you artillery? Are you artillery?" The guy just sits there. I said, "Okay, are you infantry? Are you infantry?" And he just sits there. And they said, "Okay, are you a sniper? Are you a sniper?" And this little dude just jumps up, hauls ass, goes back to his command. He says, "I ain't going back out there." And they're fixing to kill him because he's obeying orders. And he says, "I ain't going back out there. The Marines are crazy. They're crazy. They sit there and told me when the sun goes down, they're going to run across the river and fuck me in the ass. I ain't going back out there." True story.